I'm 45. My balls are 67. I don't know what happened. I turned 40 and it was like dog years. They float in water. Yeah, I don't. It's like just like a little down like raft rescuing a little pilot. The reality of it is that like the thing that I never expected, women, I am so sorry if I ever offended any woman in my life, but the chafing is unreal, right? If you're not a guy that's middle-aged yet, you haven't experienced this, it's going to happen. Women, I'm so sorry for what you've had to go through for years and years and years with chafing. It's terrible. It's terrible. I was in New Orleans in August. It was 90 degrees and 90% humidity. I've never been there before. The airplane's descending into the airport. My balls stick to my leg. And I was like, oh, that's all right. That's a little weird. And so, but we get our bags and we hit Bourbon Street. I'm like, all right, we're going to drink this off. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, who's been to New Orleans? Yeah, hey, Tiffany, another round. This is Alcoholics. If you've never been, you should go. We hit Bourbon Street and I was just like, oh, it's burning. It's burning. And I'm going to keep it subtle. I don't want to draw any attention to it. I don't want to embarrass my wife. And I was just like, you know that move, guys? You just like lightly kick the heel out and just like, it'll dislodge. It's not that big of a... Man, it did not dislodge. And like after 30 minutes, I'm like, ooh, it's kind of... The best way I can describe it is it was like a thigh-high chicken Parmesan sandwich. Look, I don't know why that analogy makes sense, but I say it and women in here are like, that's what chafing feels like. That's the sandwich of chafing. They have bars in New Orleans. They have bars in New Orleans that you can just walk up to from the outside, though. You don't have to go in to get a drink there. It's amazing. And I walk up to one, I was like, I gotta deal with this. And I just throw my leg up and I'm like, I'll stretch this thing out, man. We'll see what happens here. And the bartender walks up and he had that look in his face like, goddamn tourists. And he just looks me up and down, just like disgusted. He goes, rum and coke? I was like, oh, yep, no, I look like douchebag Captain Morgan. Yeah, and I was like, nah, man, just like, you got some tongs? Spatula? He's like, dude, get your foot. I was like, all right, sorry, man, I'll leave. And so I got to get out of there. So we're walking, and it's like on fire. I've never felt this before in my entire life. And they have those parades with jazz music, and I was like, all right, I'm into this. I'm not really, man, I'm not much of a dancer. At my wedding, I gave my wife one dance, and it was this. That was the whole thing. But I was like, I gotta do this. And my wife, nobody even notices, but my wife was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I just love jazz. I love it. It didn't help. It did not help. And finally I was like, we gotta go back to the hotel. You're gonna have to take care of this. Like, you're gonna have to baby me here and pull my legs up and inspect this. And I don't know what's gonna happen down there. It's on fire. So we walk back to the hotel. On our way, there's this guy off to the side. And this is what I hear. Good cocaine. And I've never been offered cocaine because I grew up here in Bakersfield. I have been offered mediocre meth. It's usually like, mediocre meth? Mediocre meth? Here's a side note about meth. When I was like 17 years old, I was coming home from my first job. I pull up at a stoplight, and this girl in a car next to me, she flashes me her boobs. And I was like, I barely started driving. This is what driving is like. This is gonna be amazing. Every year I will see boobs. This is good. 39 years between that pair and the next pair. Last year I was driving home, and there was a lady. She was in the middle of the road. And I had to stop and be like, get it the fuck out of the way. And she stands there and she looks at me and she flashes me her boobs. Let me tell you something, meth doesn't just ruin teeth. Flapjacks. So the guy goes, good cocaine. And I was like, man, you got some baby powder? He goes, no baby powder, just good cocaine. And I And I was like, will it take away chafing? He goes, you won't feel a thing. So we go back to the hotel, and I give my wife a straw, and I go, hey, blow that cocaine up my butthole. You don't waste it on chafing? It was amazing. Guys, I'll be honest, you didn't feel a thing after that. Women, I don't know if you've tried cocaine to deal with your chafing. No. You should do it. It's very expensive. It's far more expensive than baby powder, but way, way more effective. I noticed that we do have some dads in here. I want you to know unconditionally, I support dad bods. Unconditionally. I read an article that 70% of women find dad bods more attractive than jacked guys. Yeah? Yeah? That's true? It's true, yeah, because that's who you're sitting next to. Right. Well, he makes me squirt, so yeah. I get it. I do think you're lying a little bit. I think you're lying just a little bit, right? Because I've been to Las Vegas. I've seen that Chippendales poster. There's no Dale the plumber coming out at the end of night, just doing his best. Just waddling it out with like cargo khakis on and a tight tuck shirt into his belly and just like waddles out. And he's like, ladies, and the announcer's like, give it up if you got leaky pipes. Dale! Tries to take his belt off, but it gets stuck on his phone holster. And all the women are like, yeah, we're good. Back to the hotel. Yeah, I think you're lying a little bit, but I really do think that like there's a part of me that really wants to believe it. Because like, me personally in Marvel, I thought Fat Thor was the best Thor. I could identify with that guy. I like doing these shorter sets. Longer sets are harder for me because I gotta be honest with you, I've been sucking in this whole time. That's the reality. That is the reality. For those of you who said 70% like dad bod's better, you're telling me that you see a six-pack or you see a guy that drinks a six-pack. You're not coming up to me and going, can I rub your one ab? Don't lie. Don't lie. I will take care of you, though. I will take care of you. I do. I support dad bods just unconditionally. I'd like to take this last couple moments when I'm on stage here to just publicly encourage you. Sir, do you have kids? How many kids do you have, sir? You have 2 kids. That's amazing. Congratulations. 70% of the women here find you irresistible. It's beautiful, sir. It's beautiful. Sounds like a dad. Sir? Sir, do you have kids? Do you have kids? How many kids do you have?
3.
You have 3 kids. He's got more than you. But you look still young. Your hair's still dark.
Just pull out game week.
Yes. It's okay, so's mine. I have 5. What? Don't pull back on me. I just want you to know, sir, you came here for a good night tonight. 70% of the women here think you're gorgeous. Yeah, you're gonna have to beat them off with a stick. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Sir, do you have any kids?
Yes, sir.
How many do you have?
3.
3. Nah, you get what he got. Same thing. Does anybody have more than 5 kids? I got 5. Can you beat me? Anybody in the back? Nobody has more than 5. I am the champion. I'm the most potent man in the room. I only buy cheap condoms. He's like, me too. Yeah, guys, I've been saying I support dad bods, but since none of you are up to my level, I just have to tell you, it's not a dad bod. It's a father figure.